Hi guys, Crypto Mark here. Just wanted to make a short video today about KRC20 tokens, which are effectively meme coins, but on the Casper network. I made a video about Casper a few days ago, links down in the description below if you want to check back to it. It's a bit of a longer video explaining the more ins and outs of Casper itself and touching a little bit on the KRC20s. So yeah, I'm thinking a little bit more ahead of the game here. So we spoke about in the last video Kaspa not really being on any big exchanges at the moment. There's no VCs. It's 100% fair launch. Therefore, these projects take longer to get themselves onto exchanges because the exchanges themselves have got to stump up the money to buy the tokens. So they're not, people don't pay for the listing themselves, which tends to happen on with other tokens. So this is why it takes longer. Obviously, exchanges need to trust the token and they need to watch it for a while and make sure everything's there that they want in terms of in a listing. Ultimately, they are going to want to have Casper on their books, any exchange, simply for the fact that they're a business and they make their money by trading fees, basically. So if they've got the best assets on there, people can buy and sell them. That's how they make their money. So, it stands to reason it is going to happen. It will happen. Not financial advice, obviously. I'm not qualified to give that, but in my opinion, it will happen. But it's just a bit of a longer burner to get there. Somebody made a very valid point, I thought, in the comments in my previous video, saying that he feels it may be artificially being held back. There is manipulation at times in markets and such like. When sometimes you'll see a token potentially the price get driven down so that exchanges can buy. I mean, is that a thing? I would say it probably is. Is there any proof? Absolutely not. It's just speculation. But we have seen it before where the prices go down and then all of a sudden the token gets listed. And was that the exchange loading their bags basically on the cheap? Potentially. It's business. This is life. This is what the sort of thing that can happen. Obviously not casting any aspersions at any particular exchange or anything like that. Just a formulated opinion, really. But what this guy is saying in the comments, and it does make a little bit of sense, is if Casper's kind of held back, people make a lot of money in the bull market on various alts, memes, Bitcoin, whatever it may be, and potentially roll that into Casper, and then it gets listed. You're making a safe however many X potentially, and that can be where real money's made. The situation, if you can buy something cheap, run it up, sell, take some profits, put it into something else, then that runs up. That's how you massively multiply your money. So anyway, KRC20 tokens. This is what I want to talk about. Because Casper is not readily available everywhere, by default, the KRC20 tokens aren't either. So they aren't on the big exchanges. New money coming into crypto now is looking at your Coinbase, your Kraken, your Robinhood, your Crypto.com, places where they can sign up on an app, on the App Store. The easier, the better. We all know the deal. We're all here. We're all in infancy in crypto at one point. And you have to start small. You have to start with the easy options. You can't be jumping into getting a MetaMask, having this extension, doing all these things straight away because you haven't got the knowledge, basically. These videos and the content on YouTube is great for that, but for a starting point, you haven't got that knowledge. So for me, I would say that KRC20 tokens are probably off the normal people's radars initially. So that's where there's opportunity. So KRC20 tokens, we'll have a look at them here. Various different ones. It's computer slow for some reason. We've got a massive storm going on, so if you can hear some background noise, that's potentially it. This is a high level overview, obviously, of them, and you can drill down into more detail. So pre-mint, you don't want ones that have been pre-minted, in my opinion, because that means that there's, pre-allocated and such like. Now, people could argue differently on that, but in my opinion, you want ones that are 100% fair launched, no pre-mint. And these are them here, basically, and there's, like everything, there's lots of pages now. Initially, there was 2 or 3 started on a particular day. Top of my head, Nacho, Kaspa, Gourd, to name but a few. I've got a couple of bags of Nacho and Casper, and this will highlight the issue I'm talking about. Because of the fact that they're not listed in that many places, they're starting to get more listings now. We'll go on to that in a minute. But because of the fact that they weren't initially listed in many places, I've got half a bag stuck on Kaspa wallet, basically on a bot, which I'm not brilliantly best pleased about leaving it on a bot. But in light of the fact that there wasn't a better option, I split my bag basically. I've left half of them on the Kaspa, which is where you minted them, like bought them effectively to start with, and I've got half on a Casper wallet. And I'm holding Nacho and Casper, this one here. It did have massive runs, and then there's pullback. Generally, that's what happens. But potential-wise, when I'm talking about Kaspa being a top 3 crypto, what do you think their memes are going to be like? And then bearing in mind they're going to have smart contracts on there as well. You know, the Kaspa ecosystem, it's instant. You send payments, it's instant. It's frightening, really, how advanced it is. The guys have been working on it for like 8, 9, 10 years, something like that. So it's not like someone can just come along and make another one. They have got that experience. They've built it and developed it. They're miles ahead of the game, effectively, in that chosen field. So yeah, we'll have a look here. I mean, I'll show you what I mean about where things are listed. And if you do your normal research, if you are invested in any of these, get on the socials, get on the Discord, the Telegrams, and such like, and you'll see. Let's just have a look at the price action. What I predict is a big up and down. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Let's have a look. So yeah, there's a few there. There's CoinX, PineX, Casper bot. That's where I've got some of mine. If anyone wants a tutorial, I can sort of do one on the Casper bot, because you can buy your coins on the Casper bot, but given that there's more exchanges coming out now, it's potentially easier just to get them on the exchanges. And then basically what I'm doing is waiting for Tangem, who is the hardware wallet I use, the cold storage wallet. I've linked in my description if you want a 10% discount or whatever, I think it is, something like that. Cheapest chips, you get 3 cards for like $60, something like that. But that's where you own your own keys there, effectively. So you have to tap your cards. You get a pack of 3 cards onto the back of your phone by NFC to authorize withdrawals. So you can't be scammed. You can't click on a link, like a wallet draining link or anything like that, without you physically then approving it by touching your card. And it did come out, and there was information a little while ago saying that Tangem are going to list KRC20 tokens. So I'm just waiting for that. I'll keep them where they are now. The Kaspa bot, I don't interact with it. I've got the details, the login, you know, the key that I need, etc. for them, locked away, safe, written down, practicing good security as you do. Nothing's obviously happened to the wallet. They've been there since September when I bought them, and now it's just a case of waiting for a better storage option, in my opinion, which will be Tangem, and then I'll jump them onto there and hold them there. And these could go, I think, you know, these could go anywhere really, in terms of when normal people can get their hands on them. And as and when Casper, the way I see it, as and when Casper develops into the massive chain that it's going to be, and it's all over the place and it's readily available, and it's on your Coinbase, your Binance, your crypto, it's on all the big places, and naturally these will as well, for the volume that they'll bring to the exchanges, for the hype, perhaps, you know, that kind of thing. And if you look at this one here, this has got loads. Kango. This is maybe why it's like the number 1 now. It's got Mexi, it's got XT, Bitmart. A lot of them haven't got as many as this. So basically, the guys running these projects, it's probably a little bit of first mover. Whoever can get on the bigger exchanges the quickest can drive that token price up effectively. This one is down quite a bit at the minute by the look of it, 43%. Again, Mexi though, XT. So yeah, that's my thoughts behind it anyway. And I'll just for transparency, what I've done this morning is I've bought some Kango. I know it's high, but it probably isn't high in comparison to what it'll be like in 3 months, or like a year or whatever. It'll be basically minimal prices at the minute. Like, not financial advice. Do your own looking into and such like, delving. I bought some Kango, I bought a little bit of Kaspa just because of the massive pullback. I looked at that one, but 100% pre-mint, not interested. Also, I looked at the holder count as well, and you can sort of see Nacho was a first mover. It was one of the first ones, hence probably why there's so many holders. What else have I've got Casper already. Bert, I bought some Bert as well. Again, I basically just went through and looked at the exchanges to see who had what. Looked at a little bit of content on the socials to see who was doing what. Yeah, XT, I've got some on XT. Not massive amounts, I'm talking like 25 quids. And you know, I've spoken in previous videos about spreading myself too thin in the last bull run, and in this bull run as well. Really, I've got loads of random little tokens with like 20, 30, 40 pounds worth in. So that's about $50 or something. But it kind of matters not if you can hit like a 1000x or a 200 or a 300 or whatever x. Do you know what I mean? It's all going to build up, isn't it? And then, like I spoke about before, you potentially roll those profits into Casper when that runs, or into something else. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's sort of the video I wanted to make, just thinking a little bit ahead of the game. Again, up to you guys what you want to do with that information. Nothing if you want to, obviously that's absolutely fine. But just talking about Casper again, I thought it's just valid to come and have a little look at this. If you can see it here, it just shows. And I'm not knocking Bitcoin by any stretch of the imagination. Bitcoin is obviously the number one, and I think it always will be. But what I was talking about in the previous video was Bitcoin is what's classed as a digital gold. It's the first mover. It's the biggest. It'll probably always be the biggest. But then you've got Casper, and you can see the enhancements to Bitcoin that Casper has in terms of like the speed, the confirmation, quickness. I can't really, you know what it is, I can't really see this image that well on my computer, but I'll leave it on there, you guys can have a look. You can see and it might not be the be all and end all, but there's some no's on Bitcoin and there's yeses on Casper. It's just, this table really is just to highlight the fact that, you know, Casper has took Bitcoin's principles on board and just looked to make enhancements. And I think, you know, I could definitely see a day where you can transact with Casper, so buying things in the shop or whatever. And I spoke about it solving problems in terms of sending money internationally, that kind of thing. What I didn't touch on, and what is also a valid point, basically, there could be a point in time where people store their USDT or their stable coins on Casper when there's a Casper pairing with it, simply for the price and the fact that it's so cheap and it's so fast to move. And obviously that will have impact in terms of the volume and such like. So it could be a place where people, you know, we've all probably got our favourites and our cheapest way of moving crypto between exchanges and things like that. I tend to use BNB quite a bit because it's cheap. You know, there's no point in buying Ethereum and then sending it from where you bought it to an exchange because the fees are ridiculous in terms of like what you're just trying to do, move a token. So what I would do, for example, is buy BNB, send it to wherever, and then convert it from there to back to USDT and then onto ETH if that's what I was looking to try and attain at the time. So yeah, it's just about being smart, and you know, if you're a market leader with fees and speed, then you're going to attract people clearly. So just another point, and case in point for why I believe Casper will be up there, to say the least. It's just that bedding in period of needing the bigger exchanges to come along. And in fact, even if they didn't get them, I still think it'll absolutely rocket just for what it can do. But obviously with exchanges comes more people's ability to get it and such like, and buy it, and then that's where the real price appreciation will come from. Okay, I wanted to keep this relatively short. It's a bit longer than usual. A bit longer than I planned as usual, but I tend to whitter on about. Any comments, feedback, positive, negatives, like and subscribe please if you don't mind. Thanks very much. Take care guys, bye.